So it sounds like the question is, does vitamin C and does niacinamide help melasma? This is one of those things where niacinamide and vitamin C are overhyped ingredients for melasma. They do help, but they are not going to stabilize your melasma by themselves. They need other ingredients to do that. Specifically, what we actually want are things called melanin blockers. Melanin blockers, basically, they do work in a few different ways. It depends on the kinds of melanin blockers that you get. Niacinamide is a kind of melanin blocker that reduces basically the spread of your pigmentation. So if you've got pigmentation coming up here, it will really stop it from kind of traveling across the face, right? But it's not going to down-regulate pigmentation by itself. So you want to be using ingredients like 4-NBR, 4-N-butylresorcinol. This is an ingredient that has been proven to be stronger than hydroquinone. I use this ingredient every single day, so do our customers in our brightening complex. And then you want to focus on things like tranexamic acid, alpha-arbutin, kojic, mandelic. Those are some examples of melanin blocking ingredients. When you have those in your skincare routine, they will down-regulate the pigmentation. They'll start reducing it, preventing more pigmentation from coming up, and really start stabilizing your skin when you're using the right combinations of things with the right kind of brighteners, right kind of exfoliants, those sorts of things. So all of our skincare, for example, is built on a 3-step system. HAs and retinoids, they come under the same bracket, and I'll explain why in a minute. We want our clinically active lightening and brightening ingredients, which vitamin C, niacinamide do fall under that. And then we want our melanin blockers. And again, niacinamide somewhat falls under it, but not standalone. The reason why we want that kind of protocol is because the melanin blockers, they're going to down-regulate the pigmentation, they're going to reduce it, they're going to stop the spread, and it's more of a stability to actually stop that overproduction of pigmentation. That down-regulation is really important with melasma. You're not going to get anywhere because that is your stability if you're not using these kinds of ingredients. Our AHAs and our retinoids, people get a bit confused about this, but the reason why we want those is because they're going to do a few things. They're going to lift the pigmentation off the top of the skin, quite literally through chemical exfoliation, but they're also going to help speed up our skin cell turnover. Remember that melasma is a cellular issue. It's very deep underneath our skin, so anything that we can do to kind of regenerate skin cells, to reboot our skin, and really to teach it how to function the way that it should be, that's the kind of stuff that we want to focus on during that stability. Obviously our lightening and brightening ingredients, they're for the visible changes. But if you just use one out of those 3, you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to stabilize and you're not going to correct. So I hope that answers your question. And if it doesn't, let me know in the comments below.